The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash, a roundtable of Cowboys insiders dropping wisdom and offering sizzling takes on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys. Now, your host, Newy Scruggs.
All right, everybody, it is the Media Mash here on a Thursday, the SWBC Podcast Studios at the Star. All right, we've got three outstanding insiders for you today to talk Dallas Cowboys football as the locker room was open. We have the old dog, Clarence Hill, Footwear Star Television. You can take your media pass off. You outside the locker room, you can take it off, man. It's okay now.
No, actually, leave it on, please.
Nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to stop you. Oh, we have Emmy Award-winning Kyle Yeomans here of DallasCowboys.com.
What's going on?
Yes. Emmy-nominated Jacques Taylor.
Oh.
Yes, you were nominated.
My man.
You were nominated when you were part of the game Sunday on NBC5.
One day I'll get one of them golden
I let you down. We're going to work on that this year. We're going
to get that Emmy this year.
We're going to work on that this year. He's got a book out called Coach Prime, Deion Sanders and the Making of Men. He spent a year at Jackson State University. I've got the advanced copy. You can get your advanced copy. Actually, get your pre-audio copy. It gets to you in less than a month, October 10. They're up there. ESPN is up there this week. Fox live up there wherever they go. So Prime taking out Colorado State, and it'd be good stuff.
Kyle.
I'm merely Newy Scruggs.
What's up?
I've been waiting on my copy.
I haven't gotten mine either.
I
haven't gotten like an email or an invite or anything.
I was just double checking, Kyle.
Sometimes it'll pop up in my email, but not this time.
Seeing that,
Must be in my junk folder.
Seeing that Jacques is going to be doing some television with me this fall.
Oh,
that's how you get the advance.
Is that what it is?
You gotta have it in.
I mean,
you gotta have the insight.
We've been boys since the '90s, though. You know, we've been boys since the '90s.
But you ain't got no channel.
Wow.
Ooh.
You know what?
You've been on LB for the last 3 years. You've been just chilling the boys on LB's last 3 years. And I got George T there tonight. For everybody, the Cowboy fans, LB's.
Don T.
man. George T.
LB.
Always selling. It's promo time, guys. It's promo time. I love it.
Anything, Kyle? You
Buy
want
one, get one catfish free tonight.
I don't have anything to promo. I'm just happy to be
Were
here.
you invited? Have you invited LB?
No, actually.
It's a broad invitation on Twitter, Facebook, social medias. It's open to everybody. I don't need to give personal invitations.
Okay. Well, Kyle.
I'll be there.
Sound like these females.
Yeah, I'll be on the way.
You didn't invite me. It's a public event.
Oh, it's attitude change.
It's a public event. I don't need to give you no personal invitations. If it's on my Facebook page, that means everybody invited, right?
That's because I'm not your Facebook friend. You haven't accepted my request.
Okay,
it's been in there since like 2021.
Lies. I got 3 pages. Which one you hit me on?
Probably the wrong one.
He asked me to join some other page he got going on.
Now, that was a group. That's different.
That's a group? I didn't accept it yet.
Why
All you gentlemen talking about Facebook.
Cowboys and chill. Come on, get in the group,
Cowboys
man.
and chill.
Get in the group.
Do I need any more groups?
You don't.
I'm
listen,
grouped out.
You don't have to.
Talk about
you don't have to be a participant. Just accept the invitation.
Talk about get your numbers up. You selling again, okay? You and your businesses and all that stuff. You got to pull me in.
Getting back to the Cowboys today,
report,
as it pertains to the game, and there was so much talk earlier in the week about Brandin Cooks, and now we found out today what's really wrong with Brandin Cooks. He had the sprained MCL, and it's not considered serious, but it's still a sprained MCL. It's kept him out of practice. We'll see if he can go on Saturday. If he doesn't go, look for Turpin, Tolbert, and Brooks to replace him in the offense. But, for a Cowboys offense team that you were looking to really see this offense and everything was about this week, if they don't have Cooks, we really won't be able to see everything we hope to see.
No, not at all. I think it's an opportunity for a guy like Tolbert to step up because you saw some flashes of it in the preseason if Cooks is out. But, of course, if Cooks is available, with Sauce Gardner in the secondary that had 3 picks against Josh Allen last week, you want Brandin Cooks to be available. So that's significant, but also you feel much better about that position than you did a year ago without Brandin Cooks in the fold in the first place. So.
No, you definitely want Cooks out there with his speed, game-breaking ability. But, man, it's That's why you got a roster. That's
Yeah.
why.
It's something like we talked about last week. It's early in the season, it's week 2. The same thing with
Right.
Tyler Smith. And Tyler Smith may not go this week, and he talked about it. It's about, you got to be cautious and you got to balance what's most important, and you got a full season ahead. If he has something going on, would it be wiser to sit Cooks and let him get this thing this thing handled, rather than try to put him out there just to show in a home opener against the Jets team without Aaron Rodgers that you
I was
should
gonna
be able to
say,
handle?
I think that's probably one of the keys. If it has Aaron Rodgers, they're a much more dangerous team. Without Aaron Rodgers, they're not, and so you may be more inclined to, hey, we can get this dub without him. If Jalen Tolbert can participate, maybe they go with more 3 tight end looks if they don't like Tolbert in some situations.
I think the counterpoint to that is the fact that Aaron Rodgers was added to the New York roster. They went out, they pushed all their chips in because of how good the defense is, because of how dangerous defensively the New York Jets have been and are expected to be here in 2023. That's Brandin Cooks, and what he brings to the table is he can help dissect a defense like that. He can help take apart a defense, because even though Aaron Rodgers is out of the fold and you're dealing with Zach Wilson on the offensive side, that defense might even have more of a chip on its shoulder to try and take away the passing game and force Dallas to keep things within 10 yards and try and force some turnovers, which is what they did against Buffalo.
And speaking of that, before we move on, there was one other thing that was news that was added to the injury report. It's always something with the Cowboys. Last week it was Tyler Smith. We got a game that jumps out. This week, earlier this week, now everybody's surprised it was Brandin Cooks. Now today, Zach Martin, Pro Bowl guard, the best offensive lineman on the team. We're talking about this offense being able to do what they need to do against this Jets defense. A great front. He was added. Zach Martin was added to the injury report with a groin injury. He was limited in practice today. He did practice. He was limited. We'll see what that means for Sunday. But you want Zach Martin at full strength against this Jets defensive line.
I feel like you buried the lead there, Chill. We were talking about Brandin Cooks, and you bringing up Zach Martin now, how he was limited.
I'm just, I started with Cooks because we found out the MCL. That could be multiple, depending on what it is, could be multiple weeks. So, and that's something we talked about. But yes, I was trying to get to Zach Martin. We started going around the table talking about Cooks. But still, not having Martin, if that is the case, that would be a big deal.
Well, he gonna play. It's just a matter how effective he's gonna be. But it's gonna be that thing where 75% of Zach Martin is gonna be better than whatever else you got. So he gonna ride.
Let me put this back here over to Cooks. Michael Gallup is a guy they paid, giving him a lot of money. And while last year, Clarence, you called it and you said Michael Gallup won't be Michael Gallup till next year. Well, next year is now. So if you don't play Cooks because you're thinking long season, then don't you put that onus back on Michael Gallup and said, hey, show us.
Well, the thing is, and I hear what you're saying, but it's not one-to-one because they play different positions.
Correct.
They do different things. And one thing that we noted about the offense in week 1, one of the Dak talked about the difference in this offense is getting the ball out quick to your playmakers, your speedy guys. And, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott had the quickest release of any quarterback in the NFL, or got the ball out quicker than any quarterback in the NFL in week 1. That's one of the new wrinkles. It's one of the new personalities of this offense, getting the ball out to your quick playmakers and letting them make plays. Gallup is not a quick guy. I mean, that's not his game. He's a downfield guy, and that's why you want to use him. So, yes, you would say that he may get more balls, but it won't be the type of balls that Cook was getting. And so you're going to lose a Turpin or a Tolbert or somebody like that to do some of the things that you were expecting from Cooks.
Okay.
I think there are expectations on Gallup like that, because you talk about the disappointment from what he did have last year, because it was the first year without Amari Cooper in the building. You expected Michael Gallup to fill in and not be just a number 2 receiver, but be an effective number 2 receiver, and it was disappointing. It was all the way through. It was not the expectation that you had for Gallup. He has time now. He doesn't have the excuses, like you said. Not that he was making excuses specifically, but as a whole, there was an excuse built in with coming back from the injury and trying to rush back and get back in the fold.
Is it an excuse or is it a reason?
I think it's a reason, specifically.
Okay.
Some would look at it as an excuse.
Excuse, reason.
They're different.
It's a result-oriented game.
Excuse is it's not my fault because of A,
Correct.
B, and C. Reason is I'm hurt. Nobody told y'all to rely on me coming back from an ACL after I ain't played in a year. I mean, that's on the front office. That ain't really on Gallup.
Yeah, but when you get the contract,
It don't matter. They gave him the contract.
He's right on
No,
that.
Did Michael Gallup hold a gun to them and say,
Okay.
"Hey, pay me"?
Okay.
No, they were like, "Oh,
They
we."
jumped down my throat, didn't it?
Yeah,
my
man.
point is this.
Because you're losing the whole thing.
No, I'm not losing. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying inherently, as a man, as a person, you still feel some kind of way. I got this money. There's some expectations in me. I'm not saying he held a gun to his head, but Gallup himself is going to feel it. Okay,
He should, because I think the pressure is there.
He's going to feel the inherent pressure that I want to produce. I need to produce. I let them down.
No, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that, but
I don't believe that, and I happened to talk to him for about 20 minutes
okay,
today.
just because
So-
the man said it, don't make it so. I mean, you're gonna say
No,
what
that's
you want
a
to say.
Jerry Jones thing.
Now, it's for a lot of people's thing. You're not gonna. But he also admitted that he didn't play well. He wasn't comfortable last year. He was not himself. He didn't have confidence. So yes, he
Right.
feels better
All
about
of
this
those
year.
things are true.
So when that's going through your head, as he told us in camp, not today. When
Sports is fluid, dog. What he said in camp might be different today.
I understand that because
Sports is fluid.
okay, but the bottom line is there were expectations. Whether you call them excuses or reasons, whether there were expectations, whether they were put on by him or the Cowboys, whatever, he was part of the letdown and receiver. So yes, again, getting back to your point, there's some expectations. He feels better about contributing, living up to those expectations this year. But again, as I pointed earlier, when you talk about Cooks, he does different things in his offense.
And good things can come from pressure. It didn't come last year for Michael Gallup, but there's a different type of pressure this year. There's a different type of pressure. Instead of saying, okay, you're needing to come up and step up as the number 2 wide receiver, the pressure is instead looking behind him and seeing Jalen Tolbert figure things out. Seeing Jalen Brooks as a rookie look significant in the early parts of his rookie season. There's still a long way to go for both of those guys. And are they challenging him for the number 2 or number 3 wide receiver spot? Not necessarily, but there's more of a challenge now than there was at any point in the 2022 season at the receiver spot.
I'm with you, Jacques. I think there's reasons, and we saw what they were. Even when he came back, he talked about, you know what, I'm not fully mentally there as well. So,
But the bottom line is this:
he's going to. I'm expecting Michael Gallup to produce against the Jets. Is basically what I'm saying. I
He
think
should
this
get
is
some
an
opportunities.
Well, this
against the
is a
Jets.
pretty good cornerback role and a pretty good defense.
Yes.
So I mean, just to say he's going to go out and dominate Sauce, I don't know that.
Did he say anybody?
He's not gonna go up against
Sauce?
Sauce,
Did
though.
dominate come out?
Or
my
did he
mouth?
say he should get some opportunity? to
Produce,
make
no,
some
he
plays?
said produce. Now, opportunity to make plays are different than produce.
What is produce?
You
Produce
said
is 4
dominate.
catches for 72 yards. That's production.
Would that be a good game in your eyes for Michael Gallup, though?
4 catches for 72 yards?
I would take it.
Did he score a touchdown? I don't know.
No, he didn't score a touchdown. Is that okay?
That's still all right.
Did they
That's
win
a
the game?
decent game.
Did they win the game?
That's
Is it his fault that they lost?
No.
But if it,
If they win the game, then it doesn't matter.
You on a roll today, man. See what you
No,
stepped
I'm
into.
not.
Kyle?
I came right in. I'm an enabler.
man.
That's what it is.
I'm not. I mean, y'all are. We're all saying the same thing. We all believe in Gallup. I like Gallup. I think he's a great kid. I mean, I love him. I love his attitude. his
It wasn't
personality.
about. It was about what he said when he talked about reasons, and you just tried to dismiss what he said.
I did not dismiss what he said.
Yes, you did. I felt dismissed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, okay.
We've been arguing for 30 years.
This
so
is
it
a
don't
business.
matter.
You know, it's a business, right?
Okay, Nino.
Nobody cares about the reasons. Nobody cares about excuses. All they care about is production. Because at the end of the year, reasons, excuses, not. If the numbers don't improve, he won't be here.
Okay, Clarence.
And last year will factor into that, whether he had reasons or excuses or not. Those are the facts.
I don't disagree with that. We actually talked about that today, too.
Okay, that wasn't the we talked about just reasons.
Well, first of all, the excuse was his word, not my word. It came out of his mouth.
Would he get some
I did say it.
opportunity?
Excuses came out of his mouth.
He gonna start saying
He challenged
dominant.
what he said, right?
I said it.
It was his, that came out of his
did.
mouth.
You go to LB's, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna get.
Old man.
Once I finally
arguing.
get the invite.
Right. Get you some catfish and listen to old man Clarence.
We keep it real.
As long as
we
there's
don't,
catfish
we don't
involved,
sugarcoat
then I'm
nothing.
good.
We don't sugarcoat nothing. No sugarcoat.
I need a break.
I was going to say it's time for a break.
I
dog.
need a break. I need a break like no other.
Like who?
All right.
Like Noah Brown? What'd you say?
I said like no other.
Okay.
Why are you always trying to bring up Noah Brown? He's gone.
He's
Leave that
hurt.
buck
Let him
out
go.
alone.
You know he's hurt on injured reserve too, right?
I did not know
Catching
that.
strays.
Beams in the back like, why? What did Noah Brown do?
Nothing. Nothing.
You want to kick Lel?
Nothing last
You
year.
want to kick Lel Collins too? Who else you wanna
Speaking
kick
of
in?
failed expectations in the wide
Nothing.
receiver room.
All right, Micah Parsons had something to say, and Dak Prescott had a response to that. Let's dive into that next on the Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of you and everyone else absolutely loving new smoothie bowls from Smoothie King. And woo, me too. These smoothie bowls start with acai and pitaya and are handcrafted with fresh toppings like sliced bananas, sweet berries, crunchy Purely Elizabeth granola, and a savory peanut butter drizzle. New smoothie bowls, only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash on a Thursday. Cowboys getting ready to face the New York Jets in their home opener. They are 1-0 after beating the New York Giants 4-0. Our media panelist, Jacques Taylor, longtime Cowboy beat writers, got a new book out, Coach Prime. And Colorado takes on Colorado State this week, and they look to stay unbeaten. They are favored in the game. We got Emmy Award-winning Kyle Yeomans in the house from DallasCowboys.com. Got old man Clarence Hill, my dog. Theta Theta, my guy.
I am the oldest person in this room.
You are by a lot.
Not by a lot now.
Louis Scruggs, the new dog.
Jock's nipping at my heels now. He's nipping at my heels.
It's okay, man.
Not by a lot.
Own it. It's okay. Own it. Own it. Own it. That's all I need to do, man. Just go ahead and own it.
You in the 50-plus club, too, so stop.
I know, but I look good. There's a big difference. All right. So John Machota, who used to come on the show back in the day, now he's run away from us, won't come back, tweeted out, Cowboys play on turf. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb made it clear that they both prefer to play on grass. Micah Parsons said he'd play on concrete if he have to. Dak's response, quote, he's young.
Yep, that's what he said.
He's young.
And a little bit crazy. How about that? Let's be honest about it.
He's a linebacker.
Young and a little bit crazy.
Isn't that what you want in a linebacker?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that what you want? You want some fresh,
but that's why you can't take that quote seriously from
takes.
him. Okay?
Oh, yeah, he's not going to actually go out there and do it.
I don't know, he might, but I'm just saying. It's Micah.
If Defensive Player of the Year was on the line, he might do it.
It'll be interesting. I expect him, if he stays healthy, to be here a good 10-plus years. Jerry will pay him. To see where the quotes go to. And you guys have been around here for a lot of these older players. You just hear kind of what they said and then how it all changes.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, it's just, even I remember Dirk Nowitzki just covering Dirk, how, the things Dirk said when I first got here and in 2000 and things he was saying here in 2017, 2018. It changes.
It's different.
Changes. Yes.
It's completely different. I like the mindset for Micah, though. Like, he does have the crazy quotes. And, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably enjoy it as much as anybody, like writing about it and being on the beat from a TV standpoint. I mean, whenever we're going through it, it's phenomenal television. And then he turns around and he plays the way that he does. He has the mindset in the locker room that he does. It's the perfect marriage that you always want from a young player.
Micah is gold, okay?
No doubt.
He quotes, I mean,
it's like your jacket.
He never disappoints, whether it was when he talked about the lion never eats, lion never sleeps, lion's always hunting, and then he was this training camp. I'm going to take him to the deep water. I'm gonna, then I'm gonna wear my black Air Force Ones in New York. I'm gonna be ashy. I ain't gonna put no lotion on. But he backs it up. He went to debone him. He looked like he had on lotion on when he was. He treated them. And so
like you did.
Yeah. So you definitely love it.
Doing his best chill impersonation.
I'm not gonna appreciate that shot, but it's okay.
It wasn't a lie. Jacques really lies too.
But
thank you.
we're not gonna do that.
Keep on going, baby. You're on a roll.
But I got young kids, and so my 20-year-old, they know everything. At 18, my daughter's in college, knows everything, and they keep saying, "Well, I ain't gonna do this." You don't know what you're gonna. We all were 20, and we had the keys to life, and we're never gonna do this. So it's interesting him, for him to say some things now. As you talked about, Dirk, it's going to evolve. You get older, your perspective changes, everything changes in life for sure.
As a young man, you don't know what you don't know. We saw me and Clarence were hanging out the other day, ran to a Hall of Fame running back who looks fantastic. Fantastic. All I did was complain about how bad his body hurt.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's in great shape, but you can't tell. And so, that's what it is.
I've long since learned that anybody who wears a gold jacket is hurting. And it's a matter of what did you give up to get the gold? Everybody gave up something for the gold jacket. So with the hip, with the knee.
And they got digits hanging all kind of weird angles.
And crazy.
And the side
of Anthony Munoz, he's got his thing. It goes that way, and it doesn't move.
And aside on that, he brought it up. It was Eric Dickerson who was hanging out with, as well as Lawrence Taylor. And it's funny because we're going back and talking trash with Lawrence Taylor. And Dickerson's making fun of Taylor. And it used to, Lawrence Taylor, mean, bad guy, right? So he's asking, are you going to be able to drink tonight? You going to be able to drink tonight? Because when he's with his wife, she won't let him drink hard liquor. He can only drink mimosas. So
bring out the champagne a little bit.
And he did not deny it. I'm just thinking that his lady, Lawrence Taylor is scared of his lady. He said one time he was at a bar and his wife left and went around the corner and he told him, order me a drink, give me the strongest liquor you got. And as soon as he got it and put it in the hand, she come back around the corner and he throws it away. Lawrence Taylor.
That just means he found the right woman. He found the right woman for himself.
Crazy to me, right? You think Lawrence
Taylor snapping Joe Theismann legs? Some woman,
right?
Some woman and got LT shook.
Seriously,
I feel like that's a great representation of everything.
It's undefeated.
I've been married for 4 months.
It was just funny to me.
4 months?
Yeah, May.
Yeah, so,
got married in May.
Yeah, so she got you right here.
She got me. Yeah, it's done. Yeah. I know she's not listening, so I can say that.
Be quiet on that. Jacques Taylor's here. Kyle Yeomans is here. Clarence Hill. Louis Scruggs. What do we need to see from Dak Prescott this weekend, Jacques?
Wedding ring.
Huh? He need a wife? What are you talking about?
That makes sure you stay focused. I mean, look at Kyle. He's
focused.
Yeah,
I'm extra focused.
No, I mean, what you need to see from Dak's mistake-free game, efficient performance, and because it's a good defense, man. You can't be making mistakes on them. They got good corners, but I think I understand why everybody was tripping off of Dak last year. But I believe that people have. It's not even my belief. It's people have career years because they're great. They also have career bad years for a variety of reasons. Last year was a bad year for him, career high in interceptions. It's unlike what he's done, and so I don't expect him to duplicate that performance. I think this offense is built for him now, especially with the quick throws, especially with the throws where they get guys in space on the move. He's got to be more accurate with that. But I expect him to play well, man.
I'm kind of right there with you. As long as he stays mistake-free against a defense that predicates themselves on making mistakes and forcing quarterbacks into mistakes. They forced 4 turnovers against the Bills on Monday night, 3 of those interceptions. I think you're going to see a victorious Cowboys team because that's the one way you let the Jets get back in it is by giving them the football in short field and extra opportunities for Zach Wilson to find his footing and this offense to click without Aaron Rodgers. You give them those opportunities. And I'm kind of right there with you. I understand why there was scrutiny, and there was, of course, no doubt scrutiny with 15 interceptions. I mean, he threw the most interceptions in the least amount of games to lead the NFL in that category in NFL history. So, I mean, that's going to provide some criticism. But as long as he takes care of the football, it doesn't matter if you put up 350 yards. As long as you win the game and you lead the team and you lead the West Coast offense that at times is not going to be as flashy.
Texas Coast.
Excuse me. Sorry, got to tab it the right way. The Texas Coast offense, which is at times is not going to be as flashy. I think that's where Dak is going to find the majority of his success.
I think it's about patience, though, man, and understanding. And you know, we've been talking about it, but it's understanding that the running back is over there for the check down. Take your look. If you don't like what you see, go get 3 or 4 yards over there so that it's 2nd and 6, and you're still in control. And if he can do that on a consistent basis, and like I said, it's really about being a little more accurate, because even this week you saw some passes where if he leads a guy, he can catch and turn on the run as opposed to having to slow down, reach behind him, and go. And it's very subtle and it's very nuanced, but that's the difference between 6 yards and 3 yards.
It's ball placement.
It was a lot of rain this week. But
we making excuses for Dak. We don't make excuses for nobody else.
It was a lot of
rain, as in RAYNE.
It was a lot of rain.
Rain, Dakota.
I would say this, that Dak needs to be the anti-Josh Allen.
I was getting ready to go there to say that as clearly they're watching that tape.
They are.
That's what you got. So you see what the Jets and I heard someone say it on Sirius XM NFL radio that, or maybe it was even Mike Lombardi on his podcast, that Josh Allen was trying to throw a 14-point touchdown.
Right. I mean, like, you know, and you just watching the game and listening to Manning cast, they were killing Wilson. Like, they're not going to throw about 3 times the rest of the game. They might throw, you know, it's like it was because he was running backwards. If you don't do anything to help them, they cannot score. You stop the run, make Wilson beat you. And so I think that, you know, we talked to Dak today, and I said, man, you're excited to see the offense, you know, really, see the real offense because y'all were muted because of the score and because of the weather. And he said, hey, if they give us 2 touchdowns on defense, we can do the same thing. I don't care. And that's really the attitude I like about this offense. And Mike McCarthy talked about it when he announced his to take over and we were at the Combine in February. He said, I ain't trying to lead the league in offense. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to protect my defense. And I'm trying to win. Okay, and that's what matters most. Do what it takes to win the game. I don't need these gaudy stats. Don't force big plays.
I'm not trying to get a job. I got a job.
Yeah, he got a job. I don't need to. I don't need to look good and look flashy. I'm trying to win the damn game. Yeah. And that is going to be the game plan going in. Do what it takes to win. Now they're still going to take their chances. They got playmakers, but he talked about, you know, getting the ball out quick, get the ball out to your playmakers and let them make plays. Not try to force anything. Sometimes the power will be behind them because you're getting the ball out quick. It might not always be perfect. Just catch the ball, make a play, give a chance to guy to make a play.
I think it takes just as much effort to get it out quick and behind him as quick as in front of him. I'm just saying
when you're getting the ball out quick, you're just trying to you're just getting the ball out quick, getting the ball in their hands. Everybody gonna get the ball running forward. It's part of the game plan.
You know, it's interesting who we choose to make excuses for.
I'm not making excuses. I'm having a conversation about football.
It's a reason, John.
I'm having a conversation about football. And not turn the ball over, getting the ball out quick. Right. Tell your tight ends to catch the ball and hit them in the hands in the end zone.
That's why you say on NBC Sports Radio, it's interesting on who we choose to forgive and who we choose to condemn.
No doubt. And I think
not condemning anybody. I love Michael Gallup.
I hope
what I said.
I hope this offense goes into this week with that mindset, with the let's give what the defense takes us, or take what the defense gives us sort of mentality. Because the Jets' defense is different than the Giants' defense. Wink Martindale, he's going to just bring the heat. He's a blitzer. He's going to bring it after. He's going to try and force you to make mistakes by just making you get rid of the ball quickly. But Dallas was ready for that sort of scenario. New York provides a different challenge because the pre-snap reads are different for Dak Prescott this week. They run different coverages. They'll mix it up. They'll disguise it, but they'll do it on the same play. You'll have a pre-snap look that looks like cover 1, cover 3 with the single high safety. Right. You'll have the 2 safeties up top, so it's either cover 2 or cover 4, but then you look to the left-hand side post-snap, and they're running cover 1 or cover 3. You look to the opposite side, they're running cover 2 or cover 4, depending on where those safeties ultimately end up. So it's all about the quick decision-making for Dak. Not only are they going to have to get the ball out quickly, but they're going to have to take what the defense gives him because he doesn't have a chance to force the football in there because New York is going to change things up from a secondary standpoint.
And the thing about this defense, they got great players, playmakers, every level. Defensive line, multiple linebacker with Mosley. The secondary, they got great players on every level of the defense. And so as an offense, again, it's about letting the Cowboys defense win the game because that Jets offensive line is awful.
Yeah, it's bad.
That Jets quarterback is awful, okay? The Cowboys defense is the dominant force in this game. They're the ones who can really change the tide of this game. So on offense, don't mess it up. Don't turn the ball over.
I like that. Let's get our final break in on the show. The Cowboys are a 10-point favorite at home. Is that too much? Let's dive into that on the Media Mash with Jacques Taylor, Kyle Yeomans, Clarence Hill, and Louis Scruggs. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Media Mash.
All right, Media Mash, final segment here. Jacques Taylor, Kyle Yeomans, Clarence Hill, I am Louis Scruggs. Okay, Cowboys hosting the New York Jets. It's the first game at Jerry World of the season. Some sports books have it. The Cowboys is a 9-point favorite. I've seen it as a 10-point favorite here. My question, I'll start with you, Clarence Hill. No, you on the phone. I'll start with you, Kyle Yeomans. Is it too much? You're worried about it at all? I mean, they're based in the National Football League. This is unknown where they're going to work you by a touchdown and a field goal. Normally, you just get a field goal at home because you're the home team. They're saying, man, here's a field goal and a touchdown.
Wasn't it a 3.5-point line before Aaron Rodgers went out? So it ballooned. That's the only thing that I think is concerning. Is you expect it to be close with Aaron Rodgers? I get it. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. This is a good Jets team. Don't get me wrong. Outside of Aaron Rodgers, they are built. They just got to figure out the quarterback position. That's really the number one concern. I still think it's right where I think this game would go. I think, and I'll give my prediction tomorrow and talking Cowboys officially, but 31-17 Cowboys. I think they put up 31 points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Against this defense.
I think the defense gets one too. I think
a
defensive touchdown
Zach helps
happen.
out. You're saying Zach helps out.
Yeah.
Short field, pit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the way that I look at it. So 9.5 points. I'd take that Cowboys side of things if I were a betting man, but I'm not because I work in an NFL organization.
Correct.
So there you go.
Correct. I like that.
I'm not a betting man, but I always that's a lot of points to give.
Yes.
If you as a betting person. So if you're talking about that, I would take the Jets to cover that. In part because I like the Jets' defense. I think the Cowboys, much like Clarence was saying, they don't have to be risky, and so I think they'll be somewhat conservative, and I think they won't mind punting and giving the Jets the ball back as opposed to, like, this is the week where you'll see the 3rd and 12 draw play because, like, why? We don't need to get sacked. We don't need to force nothing. Just run the draw, run the screen, punt, get the ball back in 3 plays, and let's go try it again.
17-3 Cowboys.
Man, you saying they're not getting up a touchdown in the first 2 games, huh?
I love it.
17-3. I mean, I don't think it's going to score. I
So
mean,
you got to win it by 10 too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with the line because I just don't think the Jets can score. I mean, you watch that game, the Cowboys defense is better than Buffalo's defense. And if you don't turn the ball over, they're not doing anything. Zach Wilson's not doing anything. He's running backwards.
Do you think it's too much?
I do.
Yeah?
Because defense travels. Mm-hmm. You take that wherever you go, you can take that with you. And so
both these teams have phenomenal defenses.
Yeah, but the defense does travel, but that offense ain't getting out the bus.
And I'm expecting them to just try and run it and just say, okay, I expect them to just.
Now, see, the problem with this game is it could be a real short possession game. It could be 9 possessions. And that can make it dicey just because they ain't going to be in no hurry.
From points standpoint, yeah.
Not just points, but just the way the game is played. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they went and said, let's take the clock down to 0 before every play. And shorten it. And
I'm sure Dallas wants to run the ball, too. Dallas wants to establish the run significantly as well. So, yeah, I could see that.
You're in my brain already about that. Is, hey, man, I don't trust this quarterback. Let's run this thing down. Here's Breece Hall. Here's Dalvin Cook. Defense, can you make a play? Can you create a turnover? Special teams, can you come on? I mean, you're just basically trying to use this defense and keep it close in the fourth quarter, see what you can. Houston did a little bit of that last year. Didn't win the game, but that to me, if I'm now Robert Saleh, that is my whole thing. I go to Nathaniel Hackett. How do we shorten this game and not have this kid out here, costing us football games? And I think that's what you're going to do is, hey, all right, man, if we're 3rd and 7, it's a 3-step. If it's not there, just throw it into the stands and we'll go ahead and punt it and play defense.
That's a good game plan. It is. And I think the Jets will try and execute that game plan. But the thing I've learned about Dan Quinn is that what does he do best and why is he so successful as a defensive coordinator? He takes exactly what his opponents want to do and he flips it on its head. He flips it on its head to the point where he forces them out of their game plan. He forces them to do something completely different, or at least he's been very successful the majority of the time at doing so. I think they force the Jets to run or to throw the football late in that game, and that's how things happen. That's how things turn around. Much like the Giants, they were forced and they backed into a hole. They couldn't go back to the ground the game that they wanted to establish.
All right, it's one game that got out of hand. But I'm going to ask the question anyway.
Do so. Ain't nobody scared.
What are we thinking about Mike McCarthy as a play caller?
I mean, what's not to like in the first game? It was fine. It was good.
So far, so good.
A little ingenuity there.
Yeah.
Again, as I said earlier, he's a no-ego play caller, which what I like. I mean, he has things he believes in, but he's not out there trying to impress you.
And
that's what I like about it. He's just trying to win the damn game. Trying to win the damn game. Trying to protect my damn defense.
What I like most about Mike McCarthy as a play caller and the limited stuff I've seen, even in the preseason, I've seen touchdowns and I've seen big plays that were purely scheme plays. Like the one to CD for the 50 yards on third. That's just a scheme play.
Yeah.
Well, we sat up there in press boxes for years. How come everybody can run the stack and the pick except the Cowboys?
Right.
Yep. I mean, we have had that conversation in press box for decades.
Right.
Just like we say, how come can't nobody run? How come the Cowboys are the only team in the league for a while that never ran play action pass to the tight end in the corner? One goes short, one goes deep, and you hit whichever one the corner don't cover. That works against the Cowboys every time.
And bigger than that, I mean, I don't think Mike McCarthy has gotten enough credit for the back-to-back 12-5 seasons.
You're correct.
Agreed.
I don't think he's gotten enough credit. Winning those games last year without Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, your quarterback, keeping his team, keeping this thing going, and then going into this year. We were talking to him today about Dan Quinn and how he's handled the Dan. Because Dan Quinn's really the head coach of the defense. Let's be honest about it. He's the head coach of the offense. Dan Quinn's the head coach of the defense. And he could be sensitive about that, And I know there was a time when last year when Dan Quinn asked, "You want me to leave?" When all the talk came out about, Jerry wanted to be the head coach, and Mike McCarthy said no, and he's trying to win. That's what's most important. And I think he doesn't get enough credit for his coaching and his not having ego and understanding the big picture.
Why is he trying to win?
Because that's what he was brought here for.
Because 2 Super Bowls
he will
separate you.
No, I agree, but
that's what I mean. But you want to win.
But still, we know a lot of coaches Jimmy, everybody get into their own little fiefdoms, and that gets in the way of winning those two Super Bowls and everything else. I'm just saying he still needs to get credit for not having ego and then making it all about himself and not needing that. That's all I'm saying.
I think he's been a very good coach. I mean, I think he's done a good job.
Winning another Super Bowl will guarantee him entrance into Canton.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Because he will be the first one to win
two teams.
Two Super Bowls with two different franchises, and you start to think about the iconic franchises. He won one with Green Bay, and then to win one with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm always kind of, when I look at the game notes, we all read them, it's still just, it hits me when you look up there, McCarthy's top 20 in wins.
Yeah.
And climbing quickly.
He's got more than Bill Cowher, who's a Hall of Famer. He's got more than Tony Dungy, who's a Hall of Famer. And so many people praise Sean Payton, as they should. Sean Payton is a really good coach, but
they're the same.
Exactly. These are the same guys.
The same guy.
The same guy. So I had this discussion this summer, and you know how people always call us when we're doing training camp for their radio shows, and they want to talk Cowboys. And is he on the hot seat? Guys, nobody's won back-to-back 12-win seasons since Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer were here coaching.
Why y'all tripping?
It's like, do you not understand what we're seeing has not been done in decades?
No, but
the outside media don't see that.
Well, as I said earlier, I don't think he gets enough credit. But if they have a good record and go one and done in the playoffs, he could be on the hot seat. I think that's on the table too, and that's because of the ownership and the outside expectations of the franchise. Because they haven't won more so than his coaching ability, but that's on the table. I think he's most definitely on a hot seat if they go one done in the playoffs.
That's because of the expectation that's been set with this roster. You look up and down this roster.
This roster, this franchise, this ownership, all of that. However you want to use it. Whatever excuse you want to use.
The pressure, whatever reason you want to use. The pressure is always there from the outside looking in. But then you look at just how this thing has been built. And you just talked about the Jets defense, playmakers at every level. Cowboys have multiple playmakers at every level. You look at it all the way through, not only on the defensive side, but on the offensive end too. You have guys that you can rely on for the most part at each position that are considerable stars.
I go back to, excuse me, Jack. Yeah. When Bill Parcells got here, they didn't have a program. And he built that thing. Mm-hmm. And I feel that that's what McCarthy has done. And then you talk about egoless, working with Will McClay.
Yeah.
And getting a program here is what I'm seeing. And that's hard to do in this league. Jack, go ahead.
No, I mean, you can look at all of that, but it's going to ultimately come back to, what did you ask a little while ago? What do you expect of Dak Prescott against the Jets? But ultimately it's going to be, can Dak Prescott play his best football in the playoffs? Because that's going to determine whether the franchise wins or not.
These are fair statements. Gentlemen, this was fun. Kyle, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, of course, guys. Yeah, appreciate you having me. Maybe I'll have to hop on some more.
Hey, come on.
Every Thursday, I'll just pop in.
Come on.
Sounds good.
We'd love that.
I would actually. That would be a lot of fun.
We would love. See, this is the fun. See, and the great thing about it, you didn't have to prepare anything. Just come straight from the locker room.
Hey.
Just talk that talk.
Let's roll.
Hey,
I just want to make sure I'm clear. So y'all two fired Nick after this was already.
No. Nick was on Wednesday.
Right.
Nick did Wednesday, couldn't do Thursday.
Yeah. Now, Nick was just a Wednesday guy.
I just stepped in. That's all it was.
Well, welcome, Kyle. Welcome,
what's
baby.
up?
And in the words of Eddie Murphy on 48 Hours, just experience the BS. Let's come experience some of this BS.
Let's do it. I like it. I need some.
He don't know nothing about 48 hours. Need to watch 48 hours.
Watch 48 hours.
What was his name?
Really?
What was Eddie Murphy's character's name? What was his name?
Okay, never mind. I haven't watched it. Yeah.
What was the stock that went south?
Experience a little BS. No.
What was Nick Nolte's name?
I need you to be quiet. Because you thinking trading places. You got fired.
Yeah,
you talking about the stock that went south. You thinking of trading places.
At least I seen Friday now.
You got that.
See, knew he let me go.
This
Black
man,
Russian.
You guys talking about 48 hours after your local news?
Hey,
Is that what
he
you're
wore
talking about?
Detroit Lions jacket.
Beverly Hills.
We gonna take his black card, okay?
Nick Nolte had him under arrest.
We ain't homies, we ain't brothers, and we darn sure ain't friends.
Oh,
Games
my
gets away
God.
with my money.
Oh, my God.
Clarence Hill, Kyle Yeomans, Jock Taylor, I'm Newey Scruggs for Chris Beam. Everybody makes it happy. We appreciate you right here at DallasCowboys.com.
Oh, my God.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!